Hey, okay, YouTubers, welcome back. It's Phil Lamar again with the Boy Automotive and Engineering. Remember we talked about that 1994 Cadillac Eldorado that we were doing a diagnostic on, and we found out that the car was still overheating. So this is the follow-up video. It's actually showing you what the problem was and how we went about fixing it. Check this out, huh? I'll be right back. Hey guys, what's up? It's Jimmy, Phil Lamar again with Boy Automotive and Engineering. Remember last week I did a diagnostic on overheating on a 1994 Cadillac Eldorado touring. This is a follow-up video where we've already traced all the lines, all the water lines we pulled off. We checked all the inlets. We checked all the inlets coming out of the fill tank. And of course we checked the heater hose lines. None of those lines were clogged. They were all free of debris and there was no rust inside. So again, I'm going to shoot back down to the water pump. As we get started, I'm going to show you a few things that you need to remove, okay? First thing you're going to do is you're going to want to get your air cleaner out of the way. This just pops up and out once everything comes loose, especially from the air filter hose. There's that one. Here's the air filter hose coming in to the carburetor housing. Let's get that out of the way. Once that stuff's out of the way, the next thing is going to be your radiator upper hose line that comes in to the thermostat housing, or actually it comes in to the top of the motor. Line in the bottom actually comes into your thermostat housing. You're going to be removing both lines, this one and this one on the bottom. Hold on, I'm going to remove those and I'll be right back. Guys, right back at it. Sorry for the pause. Okay, so upper radiator line just come off. There it is right there. Lower radiator line that goes to the thermostat housing has come off, and there that is right there. The next step after we remove those, you're going to look up here on top of the engine. You're going to have what's called an engine mounting bracket. And this bracket is just to support the engine to keep it from shaking around in your car like this, going back and forth once it starts. You're actually going to be taking this part of the mount off. So this nut right here, this bolt, is a 15 millimeter. So get yourself a 15 millimeter spanner, box end wrench, and you can just use a crescent wrench on the opposite side just to hold this bolt in place so it doesn't spin around. Let's get that loose. Let me show you what it looks like when I'm done. Hold up. Be right back. Guys, right back at it. So remove the upper support bracket again, the upper support engine mount bracket. Let's go ahead and just loosen one end, take that thing back. You'll see the support mount bracket that holds this engine support mount bracket right here. There'll be two 14 millimeter bolts. Just take this off. The reason you're going to remove this is for ease of access to all the little bolts that are going to be around the water pump housing. You see where I'm pointing right here. There's going to be four 10 millimeter bolts. There's one here. There'll be one on top here. There's going to be one on the very bottom underneath the housing right there. And there'll be another one way down here. And those are all 10 millimeters, okay? So don't forget to remove this bracket as well. Hold up, let me show you what it looks like when it all comes off. Be right back. Alright, so support mounting brackets out of the way. Engine support brackets kicked back. Go ahead and set your hoses and lines back somewhere comfortable out of the way so that you have a free and clear workspace, ease of access. Now we're going to go ahead and pull the cover off the water pump. Show you what it looks like back there, okay? Be right back. Hold on. Okay, I've got all the 10 millimeter bolts loose for the water pump housing. Before you actually, attempt to just pull the whole pump off, there's going to be a heater hose line right here with a clamp. When I loosen this clamp, push this clamp back. You're not really going to be able to pull this hose off until this whole unit is ready to come out. Due to the simple fact it's a very short hose and it doesn't flex that well. So just get it loose. Once all the bolts are pulled out of the housing, you're basically just going to take this housing, you're going to pull it back, and this line is just going to slip out, okay? Alright, hold on. We'll be right back. Alright, peep, there's our water pump housing is out of the way. Bada bing, bada boom. And there's our water pump sitting right down there. Now, before you reassemble this and get to put everything back together, right up above here, you're going to see a pulley. And this is the water pump pulley right here that I'm touching, and the water pump pulley belt. There are going to be two 10 millimeter screws right here. It's going to release the bracket for this pulley. Once those two 10 millimeter bolts are out, this is going to spring forward like so. Boom. belt comes off, pulley comes off. Then we're going to use our water pump pulley tool, okay? Hold on, I'll be right back and show you what that looks like. Quick, before I forget to mention, on some of these Cadillacs, they have a cover. This right here is a cover that's actually going to be covering the water pump pulley, and it's going to be covering the overhead cam pulley. This one, fortunately, is just plastic. It's got a indentation here or a plastic loop. Let's go ahead and pop that out. That comes right off, and it gives you access to the top part of that. Just want to mention that and reiterate in case you run into this problem, okay? All right, hold up. We're going to pull these two 10mm bolts out, come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, we'll take those two 10mm bolts out of the pulley, and there's where the pulley sits, and the pulley comes away. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, hold up. We're going to get the water pump socket on here and get this water pump out. We'll be right back. All right, here we go. Getting ready to jump on the water pump and pull it out. You're going to need a special tool for this. Unfortunately, Cadillac made it that way. I don't know why Cadillac made it like this, and you have to get this special tool to pull the water pump off. You can go and rent this at your local automotive store, okay? And this is what the tool looks like. Here we are. We're going to take it out of the box there. Now, they set this thing in somewhat of a specific way. So once you get the tool and you're down to your water pump, you're going to take it, you're going to put it in, you're going to kind of move it around until you kind of start sitting back into a nice tight fitting area. Sort of like that. See? Now it's in there nice and tight, which means now he's ready to help the water pump unlock itself and come off. We're going to show you how this works in 1 second, alright? Hold up, I'll be right back. Okay, here we are with the removal tool in place. I suggest using a breaker bar because some of these are on really tight. So here's my reversible breaker bar, and here's my extended pipe that I'm going to put on the edge of the breaker bar. Once we put this on, of course I've already loosened mine, so I'm just going to show you. Once I get that puppy on, you're going to push him clockwise in order to take the pump out, okay? Again, you're going to push forward clockwise. Once you push clockwise, that's going to loosen up. Remove your breaker bar. You've already still got your kit and everything still in place. Just give it a nice little jiggle. And there we go. Bada bing. Remove our water pump socket tool. And here comes our water pump. And there she be, man. Hold up, man, while I get the next one ready to go and installed. And we'll show you. Basically, all you need to do is just reverse the process, okay? I'll be right back. Guys, and here we are with the new water pump, okay? Brand new water pump. Looks in great shape. All the seals are looking good. This one actually comes with its own water pump gasket. It's also a good idea to always replace your water pump housing gasket. However, our water pump housing gasket was in good shape, so I'm not going to need to replace that. Let me show you what it looks like on the inside of this now. You're going to want to dry all that stuff up. Make sure you get yourself a nice little flathead screwdriver. Try and clean out as much rust as you can. You can see how rusty it is in there. So I'm going to wipe that down before I get ready to install the new water pump. Always take a rag or if you have some paper towels, and soak up the excess coolant. Just through the simple fact that we're going to be using a sealant that requires this area to be dry, free, and clear of anything wet, moist, and or greasy. All right. Hold up as I get this cleaned up. I'll show you what it looks like. Be right back. Okay, I like using the Ultra Gray Permaseal. Just because it's really good for sheets if you're trying to seal something that gas is going to be coming through, oil is going to be coming through, water is going to be coming through. This Ultra Gray seems to work so much better than the Ultra Black and the Ultra Blue. However, whatever your favorite color is, go ahead and use it. This is the water pump O-ring gasket. It's actually going to be sitting way in the back here. Right in this area, there's a slot right here. Make sure that slot's nice and dry and cleaned out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some Permatex around the gasket. I'm going to seat it in there just so it stays in place. You don't have to, but it's always a good idea to. Hold up, I'll show you what it looks like as soon as I'm done. Be right back. Okay, here's the O-ring gasket that it's in. Very important. Make sure you fill around the whole ring to make sure it's sitting back inside of its socket. Very important, because if it's not, you're going to have leaks and you're going to have to redo this all over again. Okay? Again, I reiterate, make sure that O-ring gasket is sitting back up in there, right inside of its slot, nice and tight. Other than that, you're going to have leaks. Okay, we're going to get the water pump put back in right now. We'll be right back. Okay, so ready for installation. Now, really important on putting this back in, okay? This is a new water pump. If you look at the water pump, you're going to see some different shaped knuckle edges. There's one that stands out from all of them, which is this one right here that I'm touching. The reason why this one is different is because of the way it has to sit into the water pump housing itself. All right. When you find that single knuckle, you're going to be sliding it through your right side of the water pump housing opening. That knuckle is just going to slide straight through, and it has to fit right through this area. Let me see if I can hold my phone and set it in so you can see. Again, this knuckle piece that I'm touching with my thumb right here has to slide in right here to the right side. Okay, see where I'm sliding it in? There you go. That has to fit in right there in order for this water pump to sit and actually start going in correct. We're going to get our tool back on it and get it tightened down. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, again, I want to iterate something really important. When you're putting this back in, remember the knuckle I showed you that had to go through this slot in order to get the water pump stable?
So we're in there, huh?
Once you get that knuckle in place here, that knuckle has to transfer up to the top in order for this water pump to sit in and get tightened down. Again, once that knuckle goes in, rotate it until it comes right up to the top. This water pump will set right in. Then you can go ahead and get your water pump tool, which is this tool right here, and you can tighten it down. Okay, hold on, I'll be right back. There's the pump back in. So again, when you tighten this down with your tool, make sure you tighten it backwards. You're going to go counterclockwise instead of clockwise this time. Use your breaker bar and lock it in. Again, I want to reiterate about the knuckle we talked about earlier. Slide into the right, make sure that knuckle comes straight up on top. Get your tool in, and the water pump locks, which is right back here, are going to lock right into place, okay? We're going to get the pulley on, man. I hope this was a good instructional video for you, and thanks for watching all my other videos. Again, this is Phil Lamar from Yeah Boy Automotive Engineering. Leave thanks, comments if you like, and if you need some help, send us a hello, okay? Hope to see you again. Bye now.